Hello Year 4 and welcome to day 31 of our home learning. It is Monday the 1st of March. Can you believe that it is March? Anyway, Monday the 1st of March 2021. Okay, so our early morning work was still with our grammar and our spelling, punctuation and grammar. So our sentence is, although my nan's cat is extremely lazy, he always sits on her lap and keeps her company. So can you pause the video now and write that sentence down for me, please? Okay, so I'll go through the questions and then you pause the video and you then complete the questions. So number 1, add a missing apostrophe to show possession. So you need to add an apostrophe to show that something belongs to someone. Number 2, identify the subordinate clause. Remember, that is the sentence that doesn't make sense all by itself. It's not a full sentence. Identify the coordinating conjunction. Remember, a white bus or fanboys. Which one is it for coordinating? Can you remember? And then number 4, write an exclamation about the cat. And number 5, how many vowels are there in the sentence? Remember the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so pause the video now. Okay, so our answers. So the sentence was, although my nan's cat is extremely lazy, he always sits on her lap and keeps her company. So you needed to show an apostrophe for possession. So the object is the cat. Okay, so the cat belongs to Nan. So it's Nan, apostrophe S, cat, Nan's cat. Number 2 was identify the subordinate clause. And that's, although my nan's cat is extremely lazy. Because that doesn't make sense all by itself. It's the extra information. Number 3 was the coordinating conjunction, and that is and. He always sits on her lap and keeps her company. The exclamation about the cat would be, what a lazy cat. How lazy that cat is. There's some possibilities, but you must have an exclamation mark at the end. And number 5 was how many vowels. I said it was A, E, I, O, U. And there are 21. Okay, I hope you did well and I hope you tried really hard. Okay, so let's go to our English. Okay, so we've got today's date, Monday the 1st of March 2021, and I can use a range of adjectives to describe. So when we are writing in stories or anything, we're using words like happy, sad, scared. Okay, so not necessarily all adjectives, but we're using words like that. What I want us to be doing is using different words, and these are called synonyms. Okay, I want us to be using a higher level of words so that our writing is a lot better. Okay, so in your packs that we delivered on Friday, you have some sheets named intensity. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to go and get those. This is the first page. If you have a look at these synonyms, okay, So here are the examples that I've got. So I've got sad, happy, scared, laugh, and quickly. Yes, they're not all adjectives. Okay, some are verbs. Quickly is an adverb. Okay, so if you're sad, the sad, he's down in the dumps, he's heartbroken, he's inconsolable, he's glum, and he's sorry. For happy, you've got over
It's
the
all
moon,
good.
euphoric, upbeat, glad, or satisfied. For scared, you've got startled, paralysed with fear, having cold feet, terror-stricken, or worried. For laugh, you've got giggle, in stitches, chortle, guffaw, or grin. For quickly, you've got promptly, like lightning, in haste, flat out, or swiftly. Okay, so that is your first sheet. And along with that, you have a second sheet with different colour strips. Can you see that? Yes. Brilliant. Okay, are you ready to know what you have to do? Okay, so there isn't a right answer. There's no wrong answer for this, but this is your views and you may need to explain your answers. So you need to decide which synonym is the most powerful. So for happy, which of those words in the boxes do you think is the most powerful? Which do you think is the best? And then you write that in the darkest colour of your coloured strips. And then you go, right, what's the next one? And it could be, I don't know. Let's have a look. So we've got happy. So we've got euphoric. I think that is the best one. Okay, that is the most powerful. So that would be in the darkest strip. Then I think over the moon is the next one. So I'd put that in the next strip down. I've got upbeat as my third one. So I would put that in the third box down. And satisfied and then glad. And I put them in that way because euphoric to me means that you're extremely happy. You're over the moon. You are, and you can see euphoria on someone's face. Okay, so there is my justification, my explanation why I put that one there first. Okay, so what I would like you to do is have a think about which order you would put them in. Okay, so on the top sheet, on the top 5 coloured rows, you have the 5 words: sad, happy, scared, laugh, and quickly. You need to write those in the order you think. Then you have 5 coloured boxes left on the bottom row. I would like you to think of 5 other words. I would then like you to look for synonyms using a thesaurus, or if you haven't got a thesaurus, that's fine. You can use a thesaurus on Google. If you type in synonyms for and one of your chosen word, they will all come up on there. Okay, so you need to pause the video until you are ready to move on. Okay, so your last task, okay, is to do with your sheet heap here, which is the third one in your pack. Can you find that for me, please? Okay, so if you can have a look at the word chosen, we've chosen heartbroken as an example. And when might this word be used? When a couple splits up, or someone we love dies, or if a pet, if you might lose a cat or a dog gets out and you can't find it. And then you need to use it in a sentence. Now, Romeo was heartbroken when he heard his true love had passed away. There is the example for you. Now, you can see 4 extra boxes on there. I would like you to choose 4 words from any of those coloured strips, and I would like you to do the same. So write the word your chosen word. When might you use that word? So if you've used the word, let me go back to the beginning sheet. You might have chosen the word paralysed with fear. When might you use that word to show how scary something is and use it in a sentence? The children were paralysed with fear when they heard a ghostly sound coming from the nearby empty house. Okay, you can't use that. You've got to do 4 of your own. Okay, so pause the video now until you're ready to move on. Okay, so our maths. We're ready for maths, so you need to get your Monday math sheets, please. And then come back to me when you've got them. Okay, so our target today is I can change analog times to digital times. Just tell me what the time is now, please. So we've been looking at clocks, and those clocks tell us the analog time. Digital times are what we see on iPads, mobile phones and computers. Okay? So they look like that. Now, this clock is saying 33 minutes past 10 in the morning. Okay? So I've got 33 minutes past 10. So how do I know it's morning? Well, we are going to learn about that tomorrow, okay? But if it was night time, it wouldn't say 10. So let's have a look at how the hours and the minutes, okay, are shown on a digital clock. So your first 2 numbers show the hour. So it's 10 o'clock. 10. The hour is 10. And then the second 2 numbers are the minutes, and it's 33 minutes. So it's either 10:33 or 33 minutes past 10. Okay, now the hours and the minutes are separated by what we call a colon. Okay, so it's 10:33. So let's have a look to see what this digital clock says. So what do these two numbers represent? The hour. So it's 11. We've got a colon and then 49. So it is 49 minutes past 11. Or you can say it as 11:49. Okay, so let's have a look at the clock here. Remember, we put our hours here and our minutes after the colon. So let's do the first one together, shall we? Let's have a look which hand tells us the hour. Yeah, it is the short hand, isn't it? So it's pointing to the 10. So I would write in 10. And then after the colon, we have the minutes, which is the long hand on an analog clock. And that's pointing to the 1. How many minutes between the o'clock and the 1? It is 5. So we have to write 0, 5 to show that it's 5 minutes past 10. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so we have what the small hand, the hour hand, is pointing to the 4. So I will write in 4. Now I can write just 4. I can write 4. And my minute hand, the long hand, is also pointing to the 4. So I've got to work out how many minutes. So I remember 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 4:20 or 4:20. I wonder if you can pause the video now and write in just write the digital time for the 2 remaining clocks. Okay, so let's have a look. The short hand, the hour hand, is pointing to the 9. So you could write just 9 by itself, or on most clocks it will show you 09. And then it's pointing to the o'clock. And if it's o'clock, it's 2 zeros. So it's 9 o'clock. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. The hour hand is past the 11. Okay, it hasn't reached the 12 yet, so it's 11. Now we've got to work out the minute hand, and that's pointing at the 8. So we have to work out how many minutes past 11 it is. Okay, so let's count. Remember, we're counting in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it's 11:40. How did you do? Okay, let's have a look at this one. Now we have to draw in the arrows for the times. Okay, so the hour hand, remember, is the first number, and the second number is the minute hand. Now if you can remember the rule, if it's after past, if it's after 30 minutes, the hour hand goes in between. Now I'll just make sure it's on black. Silly Mrs. Platten. Okay, so there's the hour hand, and it's 35, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, so it's to the 7, and that's the long hand, remember. Okay then, 7:55. So it's after 7:30. So my hour hand is after the 7, and my minute hand is pointing to the 11. Let's just check that I'm right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I'll help you with this one. If it's 0, 0, 0, 0, it is o'clock, and it is also 12 o'clock midnight. I wonder if you can work out where the hands would be for 03:13. Okay, so it would be 03, so my hour hand would be pointing to the 3, and my minute hand would be 5, 10, it would be in between the 2 and the 3. I would have to count the intervals. How did you do? Okay, let's have a look at this one. We have to match the times. So we have 3 clocks. So you've got to work out the time. And then you've got to decide which one. Remember the hour and the minutes. The hour and then the minutes. Which one goes where? So I'm wondering, can you help me? So let's have a look at this one, shall we? Which is the shorter hand? Yeah, the shorter hand is this hand here, and that's pointing just after the 12. And the minute hand, the longer hand, is 5, 10, 15, 20, and it's just 1 minute after the 20. So if I was to write, it's not 9:17 because the hour is 12. So it's 12:21. So I would draw my line. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at the hour hand. The short hand is in between the 3 and the 4. And then my minute hand is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and it's 1 minute after 45. So I get that as 3:46. Well, let's check to see if it is 9:17, shall we? Look at the minute hand. It is just past the 9, and my minute hand is 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So this is what I think it should be. Am I right? Let us check, shall we? I certainly was. Let's have a look at this one. We need to convert this to the digital time. So let's have a look what number goes first in our digital box. Yeah, it is the hour hand, isn't it? Yeah, so what is the hour? Okay, it is just going to touch on the 5. It isn't 5 yet because it is 5 minutes to 5 o'clock. So it is 04. And how many minutes past 4 o'clock is it? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So it's 04:55. Can you see? Let's have a look at this one. We have to draw the hands on the clock to represent the digital image. So it's, what is it saying? What is it saying here? 12:19. Okay, so what hour is it? 12. So my minute hand, which is the shorter hand, is pointing to the 12. And 19, I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, so it's just here. Now mine won't be perfect because I'm drawing using a keypad, but it's something like there, 12:19. Okay, now I wonder if you can pause the video now and write down the digital times for those 3. Okay, so let's have a look. The hour hand is between the 7 and the 8, so it is 07. How many minutes? The minute hand is pointing to the 3, so I've got 5, 10, 15. Okay, let's have a look at the second one. The hour hand is between the 5 and the 6, so it's 05. And it's just before the 9, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and that's 45, and it's 1 minute before, so it's 44. Because remember, each of those intervals is 1. In between the 2 and the 3, each of those intervals is 1. So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 3 is 15. Let's have a look at the last one. My hour hand is between the 1 and the 2, so it's 0, 1. And the minute hand is at the 6, so I know that it is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Brilliant, how did you do? Right, let's have a look at this one. What would the digital time be if it was 14 minutes later than the time shown on the clock? So let's see if we can count 14 minutes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we need another 10 because 14 is 4 and 10. So I've got 5, 10. So I would put my new minute hand pointing to the 11. So my digital time would be 04. Oh, that's rubbish. Let's rub that out. It would be 04 55. And you will have something like that in your pack. Show your workings out on the clock. So your task is, you have 3 sheets analog to digital from Classroom Secrets. They get harder as they go through. Now, instead of me saying, I want these children to do this one, these children to do that one, and these children to do that one, I would like to see how sensible and how good you are, and choose the one you think that you would be able to complete, but would be a bit of a challenge for you. So I don't want to see, and I know who should be doing what. I don't want to see everyone doing the first sheet, because that's the easiest. Have a go at doing which one you think you can. So have a look at them, right? And then see which one you think you can complete. Then you have another sheet from White Rose. I would like you to all to complete that for me. So you need to pause your video now and complete your maths. Okay, so this week is Book Week and it's also Careers Week. Okay, and basically what we're doing is we are going to combine the two. So we've got some really good things for you to do this week. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to plan a story. And you're going, oh no, not another story, but this is all your work. I'm going to give you some information. So maybe you might want to use national, career, job, pandemic, skills. Okay, so what is a career? It's a job, isn't it? A teacher has a teaching career. A doctor, a person who's a doctor, that's their career, it's their job. Someone might have a career working in a supermarket. Someone might be a hairdresser. Their careers and jobs. Pandemic, I'm sure we all know what pandemic is now that we are living through one. And skills means, what do you have that you can do to show that you are will be good for that job. So let's give you a bit of background to this. So it's National Careers Week and World Book Day on the 4th of March. And they're doing something to link the biggest celebration of careers in the UK with World Book Day for primary pupils. We are going to think about some everyday superheroes and write a story about who helps others and what their superpower is. You are coming up with book covers for your stories too. So, let's think about some of the amazing people who have helped us since the world has been changed and continues to be changed by COVID. make a quick note or just have a good think about anybody who's helped in the whole country or in the whole world since COVID. And there's some clues for you. Look at the uniform, okay? So who did you come up with? We've got a policeman, we've got a doctor, a nurse, we have a fireman, might have a teacher, someone who works in a supermarket, a delivery man. Let's have a look through. Okay, so here's some ideas you might have. So we've got doctors who've been caring for people in hospitals. We've got nurses, scientists who've made the vaccine. We've got teachers who are helping you to learn online and in schools. You've got delivery experts like the postman or the postwoman and people delivering food and parcels. You've got people who work in the supermarket who keep the shelves filled and serve you in the shops. We've got volunteers, so people who work in places who don't get any money, but they might work in a food bank to make sure that everyone has access to food and household items. You've got everyone washing their hands and wearing masks to help others keep safe. You've got people being kind to their neighbours, so it could be you being kind to your next door neighbour and saying hello and making sure that they're okay and they're not lonely. We've got artists who made rainbows and painted murals, big pictures to keep people smiling. You've got actors making shows to keep us entertained. You've got musicians playing tunes to help us sing along. And you've got care home workers who are looking after lots of elderly old people and vulnerable people. And you've also got, people like Joe Wicks, who helped people to stay fit and give people help with exercise. Okay, so your job is to write a story. Now, this is not all today. Okay, so today you're just planning your story. So your job is to write a story starring one of the people we have just talked about and how their superpower has helped people during the pandemic. So first you need to choose an everyday superhero and think about what their superpower is. So for example, a nurse, and their superpower is giving people an injection to protect them from the coronavirus. Or it could be a doctor whose superpower is to make them better. Or it could be someone cooking meals, the chef, for a lot of people who need extra help with food. Then you need to plan what is going to happen in your story. So you can plan your story in different ways. So a story mountain, and we've all used story mountains where the beginning and what happens, and this is your problem, the climax, and then this goes down to the resolution. Or you can use a story walk like you've used last week. Okay, so something will happen, then you go on a walk, then something else will happen, you go on a walk. But remember, it's all got to do with the superpower. So what you need to do is you need to pause the video now and you complete your plan. Come back to me because I've got something very exciting to give you next. Okay, so your next task. You are going to think about your favourite character in a book. So it could be Hiccup from the How to Train Your Dragon. It could be the Gruffalo. It could be Horrid Henry. You decide, or it could even be the character from your story plan. Okay? Have you thought of your character? Now you have chosen your character. I would like you to have a look around in your kitchen, right? I hope it's okay with your mums or your dads or whoever's looking after you today. And I want you to see if you have either a potato, a paper plate, could be an apple, an orange, or anything else you can think of. I wonder who can be the most creative. If you've even got an old sock or an old t-shirt you could use, that would be great. But ask your mums first. And you're going to make your objects, say your potato or your paper plate, into your character. So if you've got felted pens, you can use felted pens. If you've got bits of string or wool or anything like that, anything coloured, you could get some paper and cut it up or colour it in and cut it up to make the hair. Okay? It could even be an egg, but make sure it's boiled. Okay? And it's hard. And you could make the very hungry caterpillar or a sock and put newspaper inside. Okay? Now, this will take more than one day, so don't worry about getting it finished today. Okay? But have a good think, because what I would like you to do is bring these into school and we are going to guess what the character is. How good is that? And you can take some photographs as well and send me them. Okay? And we'll put it on our Facebook page. Okay? But don't worry, if you haven't got a potato or a paper plate or anything like that, you could just even do it on a piece of paper. Okay? Do not stress. And do not send your mums or anyone to the shop to buy these things. Just use what you've got in your house. Okay? So enjoy. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be back like Arnie. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye.